These are my final predictions for the UK's general election on the 4th of July.
I think this has been one of the worst general election campaigns so far between the two main parties I've ever seen in my lifetime. It isn't just that their leaders are dull, very dull in the case of Labour. I mean, sort of Blair without the flair. I mean, the real leader of the Labour Party is here tonight on the stage. At least she's got some personality.
So I'm Jake from Just Jake. If you're new here, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video and watch till the end, because that's what the YouTube algorithm loves, apparently. So this is going to be a video about my final predictions for the UK's general election. And this is going to be my final video before the UK general election results, of which afterwards I will make another video saying, well done to whoever won. I might as well just make it now, it's going to be Labour, isn't it? So, if you've lived under a rock for the past 6 weeks, you might have missed the fact that we are undergoing a general election here in the UK, and it is high time that we vote for a competent party for the first time in 5 years. No. We are going to vote for either Labour, Conservatives, Lib Dems, Plaid, Cymru, the Greenses, the Yellowses, the Redses and the Blueses. But this is a video about my final predictions for the UK general election and who will ultimately win the general election. The gauntlet has been laid down on the floor. I'm going to come out and say it. Labour will clearly win. It's just a question of how big of a majority they will win. We don't know. But people are expecting it to be a huge majority of historic proportions not seen since the likes of Keir Hardie. Now, I don't think it'll be that much. I don't think it'll be that big of a majority. It'll be huge in comparison to recent history, sure. But it won't be as huge as I think everyone is expecting it to be. I think there is such a thing called a silent majority. There is a bunch of people in society that not only will not put on a YouGov poll what they are thinking of voting for, but will basically not decide until the final day, until the minute they walked into the poll booth. They are what we call the silent majority, and I think the silent majority in this country will vote for reform. I think reform will get more votes than we've ever expected. I think Nigel Farage will win his seat in Clacton. I personally think Labour will win. It won't be with a majority as huge as we thought it would be. Conservatives will be basically wiped out into oblivion with maybe 30, they're even expecting 70 seats. Bear in mind they have a majority right now, 70 seats. Reform will pick up a few seats, not many due to the first past the post system. Lib Dems will do as they always do, platonically. And Greens will do as they always do, 1 or 2 MPs. And the rest is so forth. I just don't think Labour will get as huge a majority as everyone thinks they do, as everyone thinks they will. Conservatives will be wiped out and Reform will get a few seats. But it's the predictions for after the general election as well. Do we think that Reform will end up merging with the Conservatives? We already saw it in Canada with the Progressive Conservatives and their version of the Reform Party, which basically became the predominant right-wing party after the Progressive Conservatives got absolutely wiped out in the 80s. And yeah, we're going to see that kind of transition, that kind of merger here. We don't know. That's the entire point. We can predict all we want. We can do all these YouGov polls and Telegraph polls and what so forth. But you can never really account for what people are going to vote for. You just cannot calculate it and you cannot delineate it. And that is what the silent majority is all about. It's those people who... A lot of people may be thinking of voting Reform. They're not going to put it on a YouGov poll. They're not going to say it on Facebook. They're not going to say it to their friends. They're just going to wait silently in the background and vote for it on the day. And then we're going to be, oh my God, Reform picked up a load of seats. How did this happen? Because you've not accounted for the hearts of man. Basically. So yeah, they are my final predictions. Labour won't win as big a majority as we think. Conservatives will be wiped out. Reform will pick up a few seats. And we'll all move on. And I even predict afterwards that the Conservatives will be like, oh crap, we've really fucked up here. We've wiped ourselves into oblivion. Maybe because we had a year of the 3 prime ministers, wrecked the economy basically, made everyone's mortgages go up. As much as you didn't like Boris Johnson, and as much as you think he did the wrong thing and he lied to Parliament and so forth, which he did, it was not for them to get rid of, was it? It was for the electorate to decide and to condemn him at the next general election. It wasn't for the Conservative members themselves to go, you know what, we don't like you, let's change the new one. I don't think that's how it should have worked. We as the electorate should have voted on Boris Johnson as to whether he did a good job and was competent and was complicit in lying about COVID. It is for us to decide. And that's where ultimately the Conservatives' downfall was. Now, I've been Jake from Just Jake. Thank you for watching the video. And like the video and share to your friends. Why not? I'm a nice guy. And as always, make love, not war. I've got nothing for that one. You actually made it to the end of the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, which, why haven't you already, is somewhere over there. And also, if you want to watch more videos, also check out over there. I've been Jake from Just Jake. See you later.